According to local legend, the ghost of a gray lady once haunted the well. The lady, dressed in gray, is said to have beckoned a man collecting water from the well. As he approached, she asked the man to hold me tight by both hands. The man obliged, but his grip loosened. So this video, we are going to talk about the legend of the Gray Lady. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. One of the most famous Civil War-era ghosts belongs to Columbia College, but this one is not exactly the frightening type. Known as the Gray Lady, her story can be traced back to the college's origin as Christian Female College. In 1861, one young couple in Columbia was separated by the war, as many couples were. But this young student vowed to don only gray clothing for as long as her fiancé did, and until she could replace it with a white wedding gown. Her beloved visited her whenever he could risk sneaking into the Union-occupied area, but was discovered one night and killed by Union forces not far from the college. Grief-stricken, the young woman jumped to her death from the top floor of Old Main, now known at Columbia College as Williams Hall. Since her death, it's believed her spirit remains on campus, though she's far from vengeful. The legend goes that she roams the campus, finding small ways to help current students, such as opening windows on hot days or ironing clothing. Some say she can still be seen fleetingly passing through the campus buildings. Before we move on, support us by hitting subscribe and the bell icon to get notified when we post new videos. Now, let's get back to our topic. It is told that sometimes a light flashes on the second story of the estate and that a pale woman, dressed in a cloak, looks out of the window at the end of the building on the river's side. On stormy nights, a gray figure appears from the shadows of the park's forest and disappears again. Every estate worth its salt has its own ghost. The stories of Gray Lady, moving about in the 200-year-old main building of the Jokioinen Estate, are living folklore even today. The history of the Jokioinen Estate dates back to the 16th century. It has been governed by multiple prominent families, and at a time, it was the largest private-owned estate in Finland, consisting of the whole Jokioinen area. The contemporary main building was commissioned by Provisional Governor Ernst Gustav von Wilbrand and was finished in 1798. The presence of modern science and research has not banished Gray Lady from her environment. On the contrary, the stories and sightings still go on. Gray Lady is most often said to be seen in the room on the corner of the southern end on the second floor of the main building. The room is also called the Round Room or the Yellow Room. It has served as a guest room. The first recorded sighting of the ghost was in the 1880s in the southwest upstairs bedroom. Mary Mason Mamescott was sleeping in the room when she awoke to see an apparition, a tall woman veiled in gray. Mame screamed, and her brother, John Matthew, came with a shotgun, but the ghost had disappeared. For 3 successive nights, the same thing occurred. A family friend later suggested that Mame had seen the ghost of Margareta Varick. Mame later referred to the spirit as our beloved ghost, and she viewed her as a kindly ghost. Brown family members and guests continued to have sightings in and around the area of the haunted bedroom during the early 20th century. Stories of the Gray Lady continue to this day, but why does she still haunt Liberty Hall 200 years later? Some believe that her body is still buried on the Liberty Hall grounds. Brown family members were reinterred in the Frankfort Cemetery in the late 1840s, after the cemetery was incorporated in 1844. These family members may have been buried on the grounds of Liberty Hall or elsewhere. The most vivid sighting of the Gray Lady happened to an employee who would sit in a particular chair at one end of the building and greet visitors as they came in. One day, a woman in a white dress entered the Cavalier, and thinking she was a tourist, the man got up to welcome her. However, when he looked up, she was gone. He saw the woman a few more times after that, always wearing the same white dress and disappearing before he had the chance to talk to her. Hal Thompson, Visitor Experience Officer for the Halifax Defense Complex. In the mid-1980s, another security guard spotted a woman in an old-fashioned gray dress in the third-floor window of the Citadel's Cavalier building. She is believed to be Miss Cassie Allen, a young lady who was engaged to a soldier stationed at the Citadel. On her wedding day, November 14, 1900, Cassie waited at the altar for her groom, but he never arrived. The carriage driver rode up to the Citadel to pick up the groom, only to hear from the guard that the husband-to-be had shot himself, unable to find any other way to hide from his past. The driver went to the church to break the news to the bride, who refused to believe him and became hysterical. Clearly, the truth was too hard for her to accept, as her spirit still searches the grounds of the Citadel for her beloved fiancé. So that's it. Please like, share, and comment your thoughts below if you liked this video. Remember to subscribe to see our next video. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.